Local hotels are nearing capacity for this weekend because of the upcoming Women's March Madness tournament. Manhattan is hosting first and second round regional games for the first time since 2017. Current estimates show 90% of hotels are sold out for both Friday and Saturday night. Bluma Hotel General Manager Cale Harrington.
I'm sure Aggieville is going to see a big influx in business, and the restaurants around town are going to be full. Honestly, for us, it feels like another football weekend. It's got that level of energy.
Harrington says the hotel hosts special events and sports teams regularly, but did some extra preparation for this event with the help of the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce.
They've got QR codes at our front desks, and they maintain websites that kind of direct people. And they help us, too. We go through hospitality training with them, so we know how to refer people to different restaurants around town.
Just take the KDHE loan because I doubt whether a bank's going to give us one that low.
Tickets for this weekend's NCAA tournament games at Bramlage are selling fast. The K-State Athletic Ticket Office on Wednesday had fewer than 1,500 tickets remaining for the three women's basketball games that the K-State will be hosting Friday and Sunday. Fans have the option of buying tickets for both days or for a single day. Tickets are available at kstatesports.com, and fans can also place orders by calling 800-221-CATS or by visiting the ticket office at Bramlage Coliseum. By the way, the K-State women will play at 3:30 Friday at Bramlage Coliseum. A 32-year-old Manhattan man was arrested after police say he battered an individual during an altercation Tuesday. According to the Riley County Police Department, Colton Gardner has been charged on suspicion of aggravated domestic battery and domestic battery after allegedly placing a 26-year-old man in a chokehold. The incident happened in the 3000 block of Claflin Road. Gardner is jailed on a $7,000 bond. The Manhattan-Ogden School Board Wednesday unanimously approved a bid submitted by Cunningham Recreation for playground equipment replacement and synthetic turf replacement out of Woodrow Wilson Elementary, as well as synthetic turf replacement at Ogden Elementary, all totaling just under $600,000. Removal of the old turf and equipment will take place over the summer. Board President Jamie Morris Hardiman.
And thanks for the planning, as always, knowing that it's time to keep those in a rotation so we make sure we're keeping those playgrounds up to date. So we're grateful for that.
The board also gave unanimous final approval for a Head Start, an early Head Start, to apply for a $1.8 million grant, a $190,000 bid to complete sidewalk ramp and step replacement out at Anthony Middle School, and a contract totaling just under $36,000 to refinish the Manhattan High School North gym floor. City officials say two future infrastructure projects could potentially utilize federal COVID funds to help lower the city's financial obligation. Assistant City Manager Wyatt Thompson says its financial advisor, Baker Tilly, is considering whether a future Anderson Avenue water main replacement and reconstruction project or a water treatment plant lagoon project might meet those federal requirements for ARPA funds.
If you think both projects are equally good and Baker Tilly decides that one project is going to be a better fit than the other, then that's the approach we would continue to take and bring that financial strategy back to you when we bring the contracts for award for construction.
The city has $2.7 million in American Rescue Plan Act or ARPA funds earmarked for these projects. The Anderson Avenue project, which would be done in phases over 12 to 18 months beginning next year, is estimated to cost approximately $7 million. The Lagoon project would be roughly $3.5 million. Mayor Wynn Butler says he prefers throwing the money at the Anderson project and utilizing a KDHE loan on the Lagoon project, assuming that Baker Tilly also agrees.
I'm looking at where you can save the money on the interest, and it seems to me that, we'd be smarter to put this on Anderson and just take the KDHE loan because I doubt whether a bank's going to give us one that low.
No action was required of the commission Tuesday as the city awaits word on a recommendation. Those ARPA funds must be obligated by the end of this year and spent by the end of 2026. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at Tuttle Creek Lake is expecting the erection of a crane next to the dam this morning. The construction taking place revolves around the tubes and the stilling basin. Operations Manager Brian McNulty says the contractor has been off-site for about 3 weeks, but that's by design.
And the reason for that is they did all the demolition work at the base of one of the gates, and they placed the concrete, and the concrete has to cure for 21 to 28 days before they can start putting anchors in. So we're right at the tail end of that cure period.
Park personnel were anticipating the River Pond Road to be closed this morning, providing construction goes as scheduled. A local nonprofit organization has changed its name. Formerly the Manhattan Area Habitat for Humanity, their new name is now Habitat for Humanity for the Northern Flint Hills. It's the third name change the group has undergone since its formation in 1993. Executive Director Josh Brewer explains why the name change.
There haven't been a lot of conversations about the regional housing system, and we found ourselves getting pulled really to provide some solutions to the entire service area of Pottawatomie County, Riley County. We're hearing more need from Wabaunsee County and Geary County as well.
Brewer says the group wants to be a part of the solution to the regional housing problem, especially in the rural areas where access becomes more limited.
We really want to be serving that regional housing system conversation and providing some solutions that serve, obviously City of Manhattan is our population center, but there's a lot of rural areas around us that need solutions as well.
K-Man's Morning News continuing with a check of your sports headlines. Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale. K-State's Ayoka Lee has joined Nicole Olney and Kendra Wecker as the only multiple-time recipients of AP All-American honors for K-State women's basketball. Lee was named Honorable Mention All-American by the Wire Service yesterday, the third All-American honor she's earned this season. The Wooden Award National Ballot Top 15 candidate is averaging 20 points on a field goal percentage of just over 62%. She's also averaging 8 rebounds and nearly 3 block shots per game. She'll lead the Wildcats into a Friday afternoon matchup with Portland in the NCAA tournament at Bramlage as K-State plays host to first and second round games.
There's a lot of work that goes into it for a lot of people, and I appreciate the work that they put in because it is a lot of work for our staff, table crews, arena facilities, all those things. It takes a lot of people to put on an event like this.
Cats coach Jeff Mittie on the game earlier this week as his team draws an early tip time tomorrow facing Portland at 3:30.
So it's always funny to me because everybody's like, well, why didn't you get this game? And then everybody will be taking off work on Thursday to watch the men's tournament starting at 11 a.m., right? So somebody's got to play the 11 a.m. game and somebody's got to play the 1:30 and TV gets to draft all those times.
There are fewer than 1,500 tickets available for tomorrow's session as the K-State Portland contest will be followed by Colorado meeting Drake. The 4 teams hold practices and press sessions at Bramlage today. Tristan Da Silva scored 20 as Colorado won its first NCAA tournament game in 3 years, wrapping up the first 4 last night with a sloppy 60-53 win over Boise State. KJ Simpson had 19 points and 11 boards for the Buffaloes, who advanced as a number 10 seed to face 7th-seeded Florida in Indianapolis on Friday.
They had 19 offensive rebounds, and that was a key to the game for us, was to limit that to 6 or less, and obviously we didn't even come close. But down the stretch, when we had to, we got rebounds. And I thought, KJ's 11 rebounds obviously stands out.
Colorado head coach Tad Boyle, whose team outscored Boise State over the final 4.5 minutes, 15-4 to close out the win. Jamil Kofer scored all 19 of his points in the second half and overtime as Grambling State rallied from a 14-point deficit to beat Montana State 88-81. It's the first NCAA tournament in program history for Grambling State. The SWAC champions advanced to take on Purdue on Friday night in Indianapolis. Big 12 teams getting underway today. 11:40 will be the first tip-off involving one of them as BYU and Mark Pope take on Duquesne.
We really don't believe in reinventing the wheel rolling into the tournament because this is what we've been preparing for all season long. I think our guys are loose. I think they're full of energy. Certainly they're going to feel all of the juice that comes with playing in this tournament. But I think they're pretty prepared to deal with those emotions.
Also from the Big 12 today, Texas will take on Colorado State at 5:50. Iowa State meets South Dakota State at 6:35. 8:40 tip time for Texas Tech against NC State. And the late night affair is Kansas matching up with Samford at 8:55. Others that we'll highlight for you this morning. Illinois taking on Morehead State. Of course, former K-State assistant Brad Underwood at the helm of the Illini.
I think we're coming into this tournament, obviously off the Big Ten championship, and feel like it's different than in the last few years. This group is very healthy. We're playing our best basketball. I feel like we're whole.
Also today, South Carolina taking on Oregon and former K-State head coach Dana Altman. We'll have coverage of the tournament getting underway this morning at 10 o'clock on News Radio KMAN. Shohei Ohtani's interpreter and close friend has been fired by the LA Dodgers following allegations of illegal gambling and theft from the Japanese baseball star.
39-year-old Ippei Mizuhara was more than just a translator for Shohei Ohtani. The two were so close that Mizuhara had access to Ohtani's bank account and allegedly was able to embezzle $4.5 million to cover his illicit gambling debts. Online, Japanese baseball fans expressed fears about the scandal's potential impact on Ohtani's performance, calling the incident the worst kind of betrayal. Lucy Kraft, CBS News, Tokyo.
Again, NCAA tournament coverage gets underway at 10 this morning. If you've not turned in your bracket for the Booth Creek Wagyu Bracket Challenge, you have until 11 o'clock this morning to do so via newsradiokman.com.